Right on schedule, actually.
Yeah.
Did Dave get up and leave?
Yeah, we did.
If we were on
Classic.
schedule, we would have started 11 minutes ago.
That's
Welcome
true.
to Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Strings of Fate Season 3 Episode 23 Blinding Fate, which almost certainly is a reference to Androchiron in some way, I'm guessing. But
I was going to suggest the Soul Weaver, which was sucking up.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I think it's time to say goodbye to Androchiron. That's why I'm ready to remove the name tag underneath me at any moment.
The button's there. I have my hand on the button.
Nero came to this planet for a holiday with his daughter, but it's actually like how character swaps happen.
The Holocrons suckered him in. Oh yeah, we'll take you to a nice beach planet.
None of this sounds like anything Nero would ever take a part of. Like going
Battle
anywhere
Arena?
with a
Come on
Harlequin.
now.
Going on a vacation.
Buffet.
An all-you-can-eat buffet in a fucking dark Eldar city.
Yeah, Nero would be all over that.
No, he wouldn't.
He ate everything on the Chaos Warp buffet.
In the fucking Imperium. Not
No, that
in
was
the
in-
dark
No, it
Eldar
wasn't.
city.
It wasn't in the Imperium.
That was
Okay,
at,
it was in Little Imperium.
Look, he's too afraid to go to the real Imperium, okay? He'll go to Little Imperium, though.
You know, when you're in the Koronus Expanse and you're looking for the Imperium experience with all the flavors of home, you go to Little Imperium. You know, it's like Chinatown.
Where else are you going to get your egg noodles, you know?
Yeah, and your
exactly.
void eels. And your...
Small section of Footfall where it's all the purest Imperiums.
All right. It's been a railroad week for me. That culminated last night in Cotton inviting me to play Grounded at like 11 o'clock. And I'm like,
God.
okay, all right, let's do this. I'll play Grounded. All right. I was like, wow, I'm glad to play with you, Cotton. I'm glad you invited me, and I'm glad you're so excited about this. And she was like, oh, no. It was Pondo. And I was like, oh, I'm glad Pondo was excited to play with me. And Pondo was like, actually, I just really wanted to play this game. I've been watching YouTube videos about it. It was a roller coaster where I was like, oh, my friends like playing with me.
I do like playing with you.
Ignoring Arthur Perkins' cry for attention. Pondo, how is the game? Is it good? Because I haven't heard good things about it.
The cry for attention hasn't even begun yet, Dave. Don't worry.
He's still taking in a breath.
I've been saying all week that I've been preparing for the next cry for attention. Get ready for it.
Okay.
Friends, this week I was told that the way that I try to get people to laugh, my self-depreciating behavior, my attempts to provide trivia to seem clever, my mimetic ways, are all a way of flirting with my audience. And if that's true, it would be a very good indicator of my level of game, given the size of my audience. But just know, I am not, in fact, flirting with you. Although I do want you to stay here forever and watch only me. Now, Dave, now the pathetic cry for attention. And I've been waiting all week to do that.
All right, so Arthur, real legitimate question. As a man who
Okay, go ahead.
As a man who notoriously owns a folder of JPEGs.
I don't. I deleted it almost 2 years ago, bro. Pre-COVID.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
What do you mean, okay, sure?
As a man who once owned a folder of JPEGs.
A man who, okay, yeah,
Illustrious
sure.
JPEGs.
Once I gave it up.
Have you been able to bring yourself to empty your recycle bin yet?
My what bin?
Your recycling bin on Windows, you know, like when you, it's not
James,
truly
I have to
going
empty my recycling bin like every 2 fucking weeks. I'm a YouTuber. Where do you think those videos go?
It's true. So those questions, Arthur.
All right, go
How
ahead.
big is it? Can you manage a harem of your viewers?
How big
Right, like
of a
how-
harem of viewers can I manage?
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't
be
know.
real
What's
here.
been my maximum viewership size? I feel like I've managed that.
So you think you can manage 15 of your most loyal viewers in the
Wait,
harem?
is
Is
that
what
the
you're saying?
maximum number? Wait, what are we calling viewers here? Are we calling like Twitch? Number of live viewers on Twitch is the harem? Or like number of people who watch me on YouTube? Where are we falling here? I need more information.
I'm asking you, what is your maximum harem size that you can manage?
When you say harem size, do you mean as in romantic partnership?
Hey, you're the one flirting with everyone, okay?
Oh my god. Is it
tell
how
me.
many? Okay, harem is such a bad word here because harem also implies a business relationship.
Fine. How much of a reverse harem can you manage?
A reverse harem? I mean,
Yeah.
that does seem like it's the only harem I'm going to manage at this point.
Where are we going with this?
I don't know anymore, man.
Pondo, these are legitimate questions that get asked to professionals, okay?
Name one professional who's been asked this question ever.
Me.
Someone asked you how many harem members you thought you could handle?
Yes.
Who asked you and when and why?
Hopefully not
Did you
your wife.
remember the type of channel that I used to run, Arthur Perkins?
I don't remember you being into harems back then.
I didn't have any qualms about answering any questions on my stream.
Okay.
So they gave me some good ones.
I'm qualmed. All right. Some people say that they are.
All right, well, let it be
lack
known,
fact-
Arthur Perkins dodged the question about the
The
harem
answer
and the
is
reverse harem.
0. The number of harem size. Harem is bad, bro.
Cool.
The
All
problem,
right,
listen,
good
it's a
question.
density problem of relationships. It's mathematically exponential. Each additional person in the harem has to also like everyone else in the harem.
Now, what if
Otherwise,
you were
like,
cursed and then
run,
you
like,
had to
Made
make
RPG
it work?
like 4 or 5 times.
You mean
That's
one
true, you
shots? You mean one shots? First off,
I'm just saying.
and those, I wasn't in love with the members of the people on those shows, nor were they in love with me.
I mean,
right?
that's,
I heard
that's,
doesn't like
that's
two of
up for
those.
debate,
Oh
I guess,
my
right?
god. No, it's not up for debate. Dave, are you
Honestly-
saying you were in love with me? Or are in love with me?
I was never in Made RPG.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bit of a stretch. Arthur
God damn it,
Perkins,
James. I can't protest enough, is what I'm saying. Dave is really pushing this one.
okay? Look,
That's all
man, it's
I'm
a
saying.
legit. It's a simple question. You throw out a number and we move on. But man, you're making a big fucking
I
deal
said
about
0,
this.
and then I explained mathematical complexity.
After 20 minutes of complaining about the
Jesus.
question, like, yo,
Haven't even been live for 20 minutes. Jesus Christ. You know what, Pondo? There was a question of how much do you like Grounded from Dave earlier. Let's pretend most of this intro never happened so that I can recover some dignity and jump back to Grounded.
The main premise is I've re-intrigued myself with it. That being
honey,
essentially-
I shrunk the kids.
Yeah.
Do you use the arachnophobia option?
No,
What
We're
does
not
it turn
lame.
it into? Wait, what does it turn into?
I don't know.
If it's not spiders, what is it?
No, I think it makes them friendlier looking spiders, so they're still going to eat you.
What? How the fuck? Okay, how do you get a friendly looking spider?
I don't know.
'Cause
I never had that.
It's a question of legs, isn't it? Like that's what arachnophobia is. It's like legs, right?
I thought
Or is it like the whole
arachnophobia
spider?
is just fear of spiders. I don't know if it's the legs.
Yeah,
Unless it is about the legs.
they
turn
just
off the
look.
legs.
They look like giant floating orbs without legs. Like, it removes all the legs and just gives you the.
He's not wrong.
Hey, someone in Skyrim made a mod about that, and they made all the spiders turn to bears that T-posed menacingly at you.
That's probably scarier though.
Yeah, there's actually multiple modes. Like one mode that still has all like the abdomen decorations. The other mode it's just like uncolored geometric shapes floating in space, trying to kill you.
Mathematics.
Yeah, if you
No,
I don't
dude,
know if
I think
you
the
have that
floating
fear.
the floating spider with no legs is scarier than the spider with legs.
Yeah, that's some like Eldritch horror type stuff. Right
Yeah.
there. I feel like if you have arachnophobia, that game about fighting bugs is not the game you should be playing. But I understand why they have that on there. No, it's fun. I like the exploration of it, except for the fact that everything is super far away. It feels like. I say it's because the last night I kept on dying of dehydration, had to keep running back 600 kilometers away.
At that small though, like, are you able to carry around like a big old balls of water at that small?
Like
The
water
issue is
droplets.
when I ran out of water and died of dehydration, my canteen was there, and I have just been too lazy to build another one, even though we probably had the resources for it.
How do your shrunken lungs process the full-size oxygen molecules?
No, that's another question.
I don't think they go into that detail.
I
mean, they
how many?
might-
2 out of 5 stars. Would I recommend?
It's like
How
Tenet,
many-
right? We have to use a breathing apparatus with reverse oxygen.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
2 out of 5 stars. I didn't drown on H2O molecules when I tried to breathe.
So you've played survival games before, yeah, Pondo? Of course you have. Yeah.
God.
Where would you rank this one in the plethora?
I don't know. It's a good 7, 8 out of 10, I would say.
Like, where does it compare to Ark, for example?
I would say it's better than Ark because Ark is kind of.
Ark is kind of dog shit, so it's kind of like
My son is playing bulk Ark at the moment. In fact, I told my kids they could watch some YouTube last night, and they all had to pick something together. And like my 2 little ones, were like, hey, let's watch Pokemon. And my oldest one's like, hey, you know what's like Pokemon? Ark. We should watch Ark.
That's not true.
I want you to know, James, the Obi-Wan had PTSD video. That was what just happened to me when we started talking about Ark. I remembered every day having to do 2 hotfix installations of 5 gigabytes apiece, taking several hours.
and
That was the
then-
real danger of Ark, is the fact that the game is dog shit to install.
and
the
then
maintenance of
spending
it.
7 hours trying to raise a raptor.
Hey, I had a great pack of passive, useless runner animals
Mm-hmm.
that were cyber.
Oh,
I
yeah,
never
they did all
used
that
them
shit,
again.
didn't they?
I spent hours creating a race course and no one wanted to race.
That defines Ark in a nutshell, right there.
Yeah.
The game
Sounds
where you
about
have to
right.
make your own fun unless you're like grinding forever on fucking breeding. Oh my god. All right, who's ready for a boss fight? Oh, me. And you get in there and it just wipes you, and then you're like, well, that was 30 hours.
You know, it's really interesting. We faced the Griffin Manticore, whatever it was, like 3 or 4 times, and I was the only person who was alive at the end of every single one of those fights. Like, everyone else died fairly early, and I was just like, hey, I'm still alive. I guess I'll shoot it for the next 20 minutes till it's dead. Running in a circle.
Yep.
Oh, man, Ark. I will not play it again. And making Vin Diesel the main character of Ark 2 does not impress me.
Wait, what?
Wait, they're making a second one? I thought the first one wasn't even done
You
yet.
didn't see the trailer for Ark 2 with live action
Oh my
Vin
God,
Diesel
hang on.
No.
fighting
No.
dinosaurs?
I have to now.
The only thing
I'm
more
doing it.
important than fighting dinosaurs is family.
Oh
I
my
believe it.
god.
Do you think I was making that up? That's real.
thumbnail.
It's
Holy
real.
shit. Okay, hang on. I gotta watch
It's
this.
been out. The
I'll-
trailer's
I'll
been
be-
out
I'll
for
be-
like months, maybe even years.
Yeah, I'll be unmuted in 5 minutes.
Oh my
This came out in 2020? How the fuck?
All right, Pondo, let's
fuck
finish
did
your
this
intro.
Oh, hang on.
No, it's been an interesting week. Play Grounded, SnowRunner with Soundwave showed up. That was an interesting change. I say interesting, it was
We
a fun-
actually uploaded it for once instead of me saying something and then going, "Ooh, I'm not gonna be able to upload this video."
Yeah.
I'm really curious about the dislike ratio on this video.
Well, you have to open the extension because they took that away from YouTube.
A lot of people dislike family. What can I say?
More like they dislike Arc 2 existing when Arc 1 is garbage.
The group the Total War group met up, which was nice. I was in a far better position than I thought I was.
I'm in a far worse one, man. I lost a whole fucking army and a high-level general.
Yeah. I mean, I lost an army because I wasn't thinking. I should have just waited to
starve to death.
No, it was I pretty much sent a army of a Slaughtermaster and a bunch of Noblars into a fight full with Tzeentch, and they died in Auto-Resolve. They got fucked up. No, the dying of starvation, like losing half my army from that was the most brutal thing. No, I haven't had that. I don't have any hunger issues actually now. I think my main army is generating more food than I can use. So I'm like capped at 300.
Okay.
That's it.
I think that the other two are watching the Arc 2 video, James. So I'm gonna.
Well,
sorry.
Let me make one observation. Is that, as you might recall, like well over a month ago, I was stuck in the US in Chicago with COVID while traveling there. And while I was there, I thought what I should try doing is just reaching out to the Australian consulate just to make sure in Chicago, you know, this is before I sort of knew my path to get home, just to see if they had any consular support. And when I Googled it, I discovered that they were open for like a total of 5 hours every week that they were actually open, you know, and I tried phoning them and just never got through. The phone just never answered. It didn't go to an IVR, it didn't go to a message bank, it just never answered. So I emailed the Australian consulate, and now, like nearly 2 months later, I've just gotten an email from my mail server saying that after multiple attempts, it has failed to reach the email address of the Australian consulate in Chicago. So yeah, my advice to fellow Australians is don't seek consular assistance in Chicago. It's fucking useless. Yeah, that's
try get your passport in another country, man.
Yeah,
like that. When you have to renew your passport when you're in another country, it's just like, oh, dude, it is the worst.
Actually, I had to just go get my password because it's time for me to get a new driver's license.
Yeah, man. Like,
it's gonna be a train wreck.
I'm trying right now to get my Polish driver's license. It's a absolute fucking nightmare. I have to literally. Okay. It's not that it's difficult, right? It's the fact that there's like a million extra steps because I'm a foreigner. That make like if you do anything wrong during the actual like, because I have to reset the test because my driver's license in Australian is not an international driver's license. And for me to get an international driver's license, I have to be living in Australia to upgrade my driver's license from Australian to international. And then I can use that driver's license to get a driver's license in Poland. It was just easier to like start the process again. But it's not easier because over here I have to have like a licensed interpreter during every single test that I do. And the interpreters are not great. The only difference between an interpreter and someone who can speak English is one went through the process of getting a license to do it, and they're not necessarily going to be good at speaking English. So it's a fucking throw up every single time. But also, James, I would like to posit to you, I have to try and get my daughter an Australian passport while living in a different country. And do you know what they need to do this? So they have this giant list of jobs that you have to have someone from that job list look at the photo of your child, compare it to your real child, and go, yes, that is the same child. But 90% of the jobs listed are jobs in Australia, like, you know, Australian lawyer, Australian nurse. they also cannot be related or know the child in question for them to verify the ID. It's impossible. It's physically impossible to do this.
Well, I happen to know an Australian nurse that will help.
They have to look at the baby, and then they have to look at the photo that they're holding, and then they have to sign the photo, the passport photo, and it's like, okay, nightmare.
So you had to
Literal
basically
nightmare.
go to Australia to get it.
Or have someone come to you.
Well, there's like, yeah, something like that, right? Or we could like maybe do it over FaceTime or some shit. I don't know. But
So why is it so hard for you, Arthur? Since you live in the country, you're trying to obtain a driver's license. Does this because it involves leaving the house and interacting with people? You said you had to go get a new driver's
That's
license.
true.
Didn't you?
And I'll have to take my mask off in order to get a new photo in a room full of people who are stupid, and also
so
government bureaucrats.
So there's no particular red tape. It's just the process of going to the DMV.
There's a lot of red tape. You got to be like utility bills, passport, social security card, birth certificate, voter registration card.
What are you trying to do?
Get a new driver's license.
Are you getting a federal one or a
No,
state?
my state driver's license is a federal record according to the state of Delaware.
So why like so
Bro,
your current driver's license?
I'm just getting what they asked me to bring.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I apparently need every document that has ever proven I am who I say I am.
And that you exist?
You know, sometimes you just show up into a court and say, I am what you say I am, but that only works in 32 AD, okay? It doesn't work anymore like that.
Yeah, I think here for things like that you got to prove what they call 100 points of ID.
100 points?
Yeah, but like different things are worth so like a driver's license is worth like 60 points. You know, so you can usually get away with just two forms. Like you could do like your existing driver's license and a credit card, or like a utility bill and your something. But like some things are worth less. So say like utility bills only worth 20, for example. So you need to bring a whole bunch of utility bills to prove that you are who you say you are.
student ID.
Yeah.
Chad is agreeing with me. Let me just say this. I'm so glad I got my passport and I've kept it fresh.
Okay.
And it's old enough that the name on that passport is Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. That's an old fucking passport, motherfucker.
And how long do your driver's licenses last for?
Oh, geez. When did I get the one here? 7 years, maybe? 8?
Oh,
don't know.
I have a funny story about this too. So I have an investor in my company who, when we set up the Kickstarter, had to prove his identity to a bank, online bank, so that we can, receive the funds from Kickstarter and that sort of stuff. And in Poland, you can get permanent driver's license, right? So it is a driver's license that you get once, and then it's legitimate forever. So his driver's license, he's like 60 years old, right? This man, his driver's license is fucking ancient to the point where he looks like a completely different human being now. Okay. And he's like, yeah, this ID is legitimate. It's not even the same fucking person.
That's like my father's in his 80s. He's banked with the same institution his entire life and joined it right after they opened up. So his account number is 11.
Wow. Damn. He walks in, they just roll out a red carpet. The manager's just like, should I call my boss, sir?
I went there to get a car loan, and they're like, oh, we can use your father as guarantor. And I was like, oh, his account number is 11. Like, how much do you want?
Like, I love the idea too that there's some banking software in the future that doesn't allow digits lower than 5 in the account number. He's going
to type it into 000000011 when he puts it into the internet banking.
Be annoying.
Perfect.
You forget how many zeros you have to put in front of it more than you forget your account number.
I mean, obviously, my banking pin is 8675309. So
Gamers, just give me your credit card.
All right, Spoon. Now that you're not watching your shitty Arc 2 trailer with live action Vin Diesel, What do you
So
got?
Hardly live
here's the
action.
thing. I
Yeah.
think I had seen that before and just repressed it. Yeah, it was so bad. So
Pretty sure he said gamers rise up in there too, which is very strange. So
let's see. This week for me, I started watching Exandria Unlimited Calamity today.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
That's where Brennan Lee Mulligan is taking over as the GM for not a new cast, but there are some new faces.
wait, what is this? I'm sorry.
So
It takes place in the Critical Role before
it's a
the
Critical
Calamity
Role
War.
thing.
yeah,
Yes,
critical role setting. Yeah, it's during the Age of Arcanum, which is like where all of the cool items and shit that all the other casts have gotten. That's where those things come from. Is this time
Ancient
period.
wizard emperors running around, getting divorced.
Two wizards fighting each other and pulling pranks on each other, and then they turns into a war. You know, like
But no, it's pretty good so far. Obviously one of the additions to the cast is Lou Wilson from Dimension 20, who I'm a huge fan of. And then I really like the other new guy as well. He seems interesting and role played well in his intro with them, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of this and seeing where it goes. I know a lot of people didn't like the original EXU, Arthur included, right? But
I had mixed feelings of it. I actually finished it to some
Yeah.
extent. I have strong feelings about the GMing style that was employed, not strong feelings about the GM.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this one looks good. Watched Kenobi, the first two parts. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Don't spoil it. I watched it.
Yep. I think it's good. I think it's good. My brother didn't like parts of it, and so we're gonna have to have some words probably tomorrow and see what he thinks.
Let me ask you, do you think it's good but not great?
I think it's good and it could be great.
Hmm.
I think it's
But
too
it's
early
not
to,
great.
I
yet.
like so right because
There were
because like
some really hilarious scenes,
yeah
but-
well sure yeah
I mean, it's Disney Star Wars, so of course this is going to be a comedy, but
yeah well there will be comedic moments for sure, but yeah no I think I need to see more before I'm like yes this is one of
you need
the
to see Morb? You're Morbing?
look out guys he's
God.
morbing.
I've been trying to avoid that meme because it actually makes me laugh for the dumbest fucking reasons. Like, I love the idea that Disney somewhere is like, I'm not Disney, it's Sony. Sony somewhere is just like, guys, people love Morbius. Like,
Yes, exactly.
As a result of those memes, they greenlit Morbius too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Despite the fact
specifically
that the
because
movie
of
was a huge
Morbing
flop.
memes. Yeah, like they're like, oh, Morbius is trending.
So the director
It must have
addressed
been
it.
good.
He was like, yeah, it wasn't as good as it could have been, but you know, I feel like we did really well with what we had. I appreciate the memes, even if they're clearly ill-intentioned. I'm just glad people had a fun time with it. And
Look,
I was
man.
like, oh, what a mature response.
Love and hate are two sides of the same coin.
No, they're not.
Right? Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
look, if Morbius
yes, they
2
are.
turns out to be fucking rope-a-dope, right? Like, just absolute fucking banger of a movie.
No.
It's
It
going to go
can't
down
be
in history
because the
as
main
decent.
character is literally played by a psychopath.
Like, I'm not in the camp of any publicity is good publicity, but it's still publicity. Like, it's still out there. It's still being talked about. Like, maybe for not the reasons that you would want to be talked about, but I mean, look, people are morbing all over the internet, man.
Oh my god, yeah.
So
I'll say this, the trend of VTubers getting the picture of I'm starting to morb and then having somebody draw in the same style their character into the scene. That's pretty good. It's just like a bunch of fairies and like cat people standing behind him while he's like, I'm starting to morb.
So is that something that the character actually says in the movie?
I don't know
That's
who's actually seen the movie. Spoon.
I haven't.
It has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a giant pile of shit.
Like, you can tell it's a good movie because they made one of those 30 seconds the entire movie sort of gifs that you see floating around.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
What about those like Paranormal Activity movies where they just put the whole movie in the trailer except for the last scene?
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I going to watch this movie? I already know everything that happens.
Anyway, back to Kenobi.
Yeah.
I am reserving great till I see more. So
Just know, folks at home, it's not great. It's just good.
I mean, we're a quarter of the way through already. It's only 8 episodes and two are up. So
I will also say this about just a kind of a blanket statement about the Disney Star Wars productions recently, is that they're all a bit of a slow burn, right?
I don't know.
Not
They got
Mandalorian.
those scooters going on.
Sure. Book of Boba Fett, maybe. Not Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, but so Mandalorian was also the first one. It had to immediately draw you
What
in
about
the first episode.
Mandalorian 2?
I mean,
Electric
think about the
Boogaloo.
first season of Mandalorian, where you basically had a few episodes that advanced the main plot, but there were other episodes that were just filler as well. Like, think about the episode, like the Seven Samurai episode. You know, it didn't really contribute much to the overall plot,
mean
except for the
episode that people consider to be one of the best episodes?
I know, yeah, it's definitely my favorite too. But it was a filler episode. It other than introduce the Gina Carrera character, it didn't advance the character's storyline or contribute to the overall narrative significantly. It was just a good episode.
Do you mean the person who joined the plot and then was critical to the season 1 and 2? Not every episode of a show has to advance the main character's story. She is the main character for the first 2 seasons. Not anymore now. She's fired. But she was the main character and she was going to get a spinoff. Listen, all I'm hoping for now is a Mayfield spinoff, man. Him losing his fucking mind during the Believer episode, where he's like, "Oh, Operation Cinder. Oh, you want to mess with Operation Cinder in Boston with me? In Boston with me, Mayfield? Forget about it."
Apparently, there's internet memes about which random background character in Kenobi episode 1 and 2 will get their own spin-off series.
I mean, I know who me and Dave are all about, right?
Dash Rendar.
You mean
Dash
Dash
Rendar,
fucking
man.
Rendar?
Dash Rendar.
He's never gonna be canon. Stop dreaming.
He already is canon.
He's canon,
Wake
man.
up.
Come
He's
on.
not canon. He's gone.
He is canon.
He'll
He
never.
was mentioned in the solo book.
Dash Rendar can't hurt you because he's not real.
Dash Rendar won't hurt me, man. We'll have beers together. You'll see.
God, he's literally just budget Han Solo.
Yeah, that's why we love him.
That's why we love him. Come on, man.
What happened to
he's
the two of
literally
you?
the
You're
Vin-
so in sync on this.
He's literally Vin Diesel. Okay,
The two of you are Dash Rendar's harem. All right, that's
Can I just point out, if you go to Wikipedia and type in Dash Rendar, there is both a canon and a legends page for
That's
him.
because he's
Yeah.
canon.
I bet you the Legends page is like a fucking novel, and the canon page is like one sentence.
Well, literally the canon page.
Three paragraphs. Three
Yeah.
paragraphs.
Well, and those 3 paragraphs explain that he got mentioned in the book as a joke.
Look, here's the other thing that you need to realize. There is a registered actor for Dash Rendar that
It's
exists.
one paragraph, and 2 paragraphs are behind the scenes.
You can't discount this,
Dash
man.
Rendar.
Rendar exists.
Is it real?
So this is one of the 3 paragraphs. Dash Rendar was first mentioned in Star Wars canon in the 2018 book Solo: A Star Wars Story, written by Jason Fry. Fry later revealed on Twitter that Rendar's inclusion in the book was meant to be as a humorous nod to the character's reputation for being extremely similar to Han Solo.
My God.
And your point? What's the point? He exists. He's real.
Yeah.
Dash
I'm calling
fucking
it
Rendar.
right now. 2035. Star Wars Dash Rendar.
Yeah.
Why 30?
I mean, look, IG-88 was already in Mandalorian, okay? And IG-88 was in a Dash Rendar video game, okay?
IG-88 was in Return of the Jedi, bro.
Exactly. And he was in a Dash Rendar video game, okay? So, you know.
IG-88 was in episodes 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're just legitimizing my point more, man. Come on now.
Okay, but Dash Rendar wasn't first mentioned in episodes 5 and 6 and has been pivotal to the series since the beginning. Dash Rendar is a mistake.
Do you know? Okay, think about it from this perspective. Okay, the Millennium Falcon exists in just about all of Star Wars media, and it exists in the Dash Rendar video game as a knockoff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Try to fight me on this. You can't. It's impossible. I'll win.
Let's see. Do I have anything else?
That's it.
Yeah, no, not really.
What's Dash Rendar's companion again?
Lebo.
That's who Dave and Pondo are going to play when they guest on the Secret Star Wars game.
Oh,
Dash
absolutely.
Rendar and Lebo?
Fucking ancient ass Dash Rendar.
Yes. He's like 70 years old.
He'll show up like Han Solo did in episode 7, like hand shaking with a pistol out. Still got it, kid.
No. We won't do anything. We'll just talk about Han Solo and how inferior he is the entire time. Don't worry about it. We got it.
Dumbass got killed by his own son.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Next, Dave is going to tell me Luke Skywalker is real, and he and Skippy the Jedi droid are going to team up.
Oh, Jesus. We are so far into the weeds with this intro.
Hey, listen, Luke Skywalker is real, just not Luke Skywalker.
Has anybody seen? I'm guessing nobody here has seen the film Lost City.
Nope.
I have, actually.
You have
the Lost City of Z, or just
no,
Lost
the recent one with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum.
Oh no, I have not. It's on my list. It looks fucking amazing.
It looks funny as shit, dude.
Okay. If you're gonna watch, I'm not gonna. There's just a scene that is.
No, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, go ahead. I'll watch it regardless.
So if you're not familiar with like the premise here, Sandra Bullock's supposed to play like a writer of bodice-ripping romance novels about a female archaeologist, and Channing Tatum plays her Fabio-inspired cover model for all the books, and she gets kidnapped by a villain played by Daniel Radcliffe, who's looking for an ancient hidden city, hoping that her skills will help him find it. And the Channing Tatum character decides to prove he's a real hero by going to try and rescue her. There's a cameo role by Brad Pitt, who is basically plays like a real, like long blonde haired action, like ex-military guy who's, you know, attractive and everything. And it's this character that Channing Tatum is basically trying to play up, but he's in it for a short while before he gets shot in the head, and they get covered in his blood, and he's out of the film then until the very end, where he turns up miraculously when they're doing yoga, and they're like, "How did you survive?" He's like, "Well, you know how most people use 10% of their brain? I just use a different 10% now going forward." it's
amazing.
It's going to become a meme for characters that miraculously come back from the dead, for sure.
I use a different 10% now. Oh, Jesus, that's
Did
great.
he get paid with a cup of coffee on this movie like he did the Deadpool one?
Listen, James, I want you to know how fucking biased Henley is. If I say anything to spoil any piece of media ever, Dave is like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm never talking to you again. I can't believe you mentioned that Luke Skywalker drinks green milk. I just wanted to watch the movie without knowing the milk color."
No, you got it all wrong, dude.
You mentioned half the plot of an entire character, and Dave's just like, "That's great, amazing." I feel like there's some bias here.
Look, I mean, like James goes, "Hey guys, can I talk about this? Can I inform you about this?" And we're like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds fine." And then Arthur's just like, "Guys,
no, I'm starting to morp. I can't.
Look,
I just can't."
Bruce Willis was dead the entire time. What do you think about it?" Fucking hell. Look, the village is not actually old, okay? They're just inside of a fence, okay?
Well,
Rosebuds
I
is
feel
dead.
like you just spoiled the village for me. I haven't seen
You
that
don't know
movie.
what movie I'm talking about. You're never gonna watch it. It's fine, don't worry about it, Arthur. You never watch it. You'll never watch it.
Spoon, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm still trying to do house shit. It's annoying. Really annoying. I don't know. Kickstarters are really fucking frustrating. Because we're actually running into problems with the political nature of Kickstarter. It sucks. There's a reason why there are other websites that exist outside of Kickstarter. Let me just say that. How much can I say? Can I just say? I thought you were gonna have a problem with that because it's very political
I will
driven.
absolutely have a problem with it. YouTube is just fucking destroying videos nowadays. They're like, oh, you like being in the algorithm and getting advertising? You fucking idiot. No, you don't.
So just know that it's like it is the dumbest fucking shit on the face of the planet. Like, all I want to do is make games, man. Everything, like I'm not even in America, and they're just like, hey, hold up, hold up, hang on a minute. You can't say that. It's like, oh, all right, hang on. It's annoying. It's really annoying. It's dumb, and I hate it. So, it's a real poop in the pants, like someone shit in my pants and it wasn't me kind of moment, like that's what this is. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, outside of that, I watched most of the part 1 of Stranger Things season 4.
Don't spoil anything. I still haven't watched part 3.
It's okay. Like, I will say that, like, people who like the first season, they liked it for a reason, and I'm not sure if they know what that reason is anymore, because it feels like
Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, surprisingly, yes. Like, I kind of wish it wasn't, but yes. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's okay, but it's definitely part 1 of 2 parts. I will say that. So I don't know. Netflix does weird shit sometimes. Weird shit. I don't know. Anyway, I'm ready to play.
Okay. James, what do you got?
What have I got? I am horribly behind in planning today's session. I actually ended up planning a whole bunch and didn't get everything written up. So we'll get to a certain point where suddenly it'll be 3 sheets to the wind, just free balling without any sort of plan.
Just make a really annoying sequence where we have to try and like make the guard fall asleep and take his key, but like he falls asleep in the wrong part, so we have to wait 12 hours before he wakes up again and falls asleep in a different part.
No, I'll just fill time by having NPCs give you guys moral quandaries. You'll spend like an hour discussing.
Or don't describe a room very much in detail, and then we just think it's a trap, like
yeah, or describe some innocuous detail in great detail, so it becomes like not Pavlov's gun, it's Pavlov's dog, Chekhov's gun.
The ultimate trick is put a door in front of us, and we'll just panic and think it's a harmful booby-trapped thing that will never open.
Yeah,
no, we'll just the entire time with nothing behind.
We're playing with you, Pondo. You just walk into doors now. Don't worry about it.
I'm not the one that walks indoors.
For me this week, as far as gaming goes, the only real game I've played in any sort of quantity is Lake, which I spoke about briefly on the Solasta game this week.
No one watches that, but
yeah, I'm sure there's like at least 2 views. Yeah. No, Lake is a game I just picked up cheap on Steam. I was just like browsing through, titles on the store without any particular, just killing time. And I thought, I'll give that game a try. Lake is a game set in 1986 where you play a software developer who's writing like, it's not Excel type, spreadsheet rip-off program in DOS. who takes a break to go back to her hometown, which is like lakeside, small town USA, where her father was the postman, and he's now gone on a holiday to Florida. So she's taking a 2-week holiday by running his postal route around, a town of 200 people.
I thought you were going to say it was Twin Peaks, but for programmers. I would have been like,
no, but that's the thing. There is no mystery. There is no horror. There is no meta plot. It's literally just 2 weeks of driving on a postal truck, delivering the mail, talking to people in the country about their boring lives.
And you like it? You've been enjoying it?
I do. It's a therapeutic experience.
do you have to repair the car or like manually feed yourself drinks or something? Like where's the video game?
There's no mini game. No, it's a walking talking simulator.
Oh.
I mean, there are certainly NPCs. I discovered to my horror, like 3 days into the game, there are NPCs that you have to actually find to talk to. They don't all just get put in front of you because you deliver their mail. There are people that are out there in the world you've got to stumble across. So to get all the achievements, you've got to find random people and have random conversations on certain days. But I helped a lady with a sick cat by taking the cat to the vet on her behalf while doing my mail run. She appreciated that, even though she was quite rude about it. That's a sort of, innocuous
so
stuff.
You stole an old lady's cat, basically.
Yeah, so that, and then yesterday I played 2 games of 40K, which I lost both horribly. I had, because I'm painting up this Death Guard kill team for the painting competition this month, I decided to play a couple of games of Death Guard with what I had, which wasn't really very well put together. And I lost horribly both to orcs and to custodes. But it's always fun to get to actually have a game though. So, but yeah, my win-loss ratio is suffering now because of my weird testing out different list combos rather than just playing what is, mechanically optimal all the time.
Can you net deck an army in Warhammer 40K?
Yeah, certainly. A lot of times people will post up like tournament winning armies, and that's the thing is like there are people that chase the meta that just spend all their money buying whatever is the current hotness, and because GW update the rules so often, that changes a lot, and it's really egregious how they do it. Like models that haven't sold well suddenly get huge power updates and suddenly become very popular for a while, and then once they've sold out, they get nerfed in the rules wise. People go buy different models instead. Like it's clearly a sales model driven by the meta of the game, and there's no sugarcoating it. It's obvious.
Someone's been reading the StarCraft patch notes since before Brood War, I see.
But the other thing is that it's one thing to have a game-winning list. It's another thing to know how to actually use it. Because effectively, you along with the knowing all the abilities of the actual models, you've also got like decks of cards that give you special abilities, and you've got access to the whole deck. There's no way to say these are the cards this person uses to make this list work well. You'd have to basically interpret it yourself or watch them actually play. So there are certainly people that just buy whatever list has done well in tournament play, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee, as it wouldn't with Magic or the like. Just having the same deck of cards doesn't give you the same scope of how to actually employ it. That makes sense?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same with MTG, but like it's a little simpler in Magic, I think, to read a card and then do a thing. So
yeah, but you need those power combos. I keep thinking back to the Pro ZD sketch about when you get the ultimate combo in a card game. Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay, you've won. No, wait, I need to fully explain what I've just done here. No, it's good, you've won. No.
Don't concede. I need to do this.
So the farmer summons another piece of cheese.
That's right, exactly.
Yes, the humble farmer.
But that's it. That's been my life. Other than a shitload of work, and thankfully my work is going to slow down a lot more this week. I had Korean visitors this week. I was whining and dining all week, so that kept me pretty busy. But they've gone back to Korea, and this is my first week without travel, without people visiting. I can actually just head down pub and get some shit done. I'm going to go see Maverick tonight, though. After the game,
I've heard good things.
I heard good things too. I watched Top Gun yesterday just to reacquaint myself with the story. I had to pay $2 to rent it on Prime Video.
Oh, Pondo,
The
real quick.
story? What complexities did you leave out?
I've forgotten that Meg Ryan was in it, for example.
What? There's like whole dance singing sequence. Okay.
I just forgot it was Meg Ryan.
All
Like,
right,
I've watched it in like over a decade.
All right.
My memory, look, Arthur, I would need to watch it as well because my memory keeps mixing Hot Shots and Top Gun together. Like I'm not sure which one's real and which one's
Hot
not.
Shots has done its job then.
Yeah. Like, what's that egg cracking scene? Hot Shots or Top Guns? Who knows? You know.
I mean, I know.
I put on Top Gun last night, and as soon as the Kenny Loggins started, my kids came like, "What are you watching?" And they started swearing like, "Oh, it's too much swearing in this movie," and they left. So,
wow, your kids are really well behaved. If I had heard swearing in a movie when I was a kid, I would have been like, "Heckin' yes, let's watch this thing." Oh boy.
Oh man.
but I like Kenny Loggins. So,
I honestly, Pondo, real quick question: when do you get to start seeing cinema movies again?
Well, I mean, I've seen a couple. It's you have to find someone that'll watch your kid. That's the thing.
Okay, yeah. There.
do you not have Mums and Bubs sessions at cinemas in the States? Have you heard of this
What
before?
the hell is that?
So these,
Where
these
you
are,
take a kid to a cinema and it's a special cinema or whatever.
yeah, it's movie sessions in the middle of the day where you just accept that it's other parents there with their babies.
Oh,
And
yes, we do have that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
daytime matinee tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes they have like a little room at the back where if your child really starts crying, you can just sort of go to the back and they have like it's soundproof from the cinema, but they have the movie audio piped in.
Now imagine that scenario, okay? But they don't do the language that you speak. That's me.
So, no, I mean, you could. I'd say we want to go see a movie about maybe 2 or 3 months after the kid was born.
Wow. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, how old is this kid?
My kid?
No, Hondo's
One of
kid.
those kids like 8 months now, something. Yeah.
9.
What?
She
Is
turned
that
9
real?
on the 11th.
Yeah.
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 What am I doing with
what-
my life?
We're
Dave's kids
5
are
months.
So
four-
really,
yeah, 4 or 5
fucking 9
months, yeah.
months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, the kid was just born. Oh god.
No, she's 9 months old at this point.
Yeah. They're
I
at the
don't
point
know
where
if
they're
you-
counting in months, not weeks. So,
Yeah. Time keeps on slipping into the future.
Well,
Unfortunately.
they'll continue counting in months until about 35, 40 months, and then
No, I'm just
You
going
mean
to say
2
like,
years?
she's
Yeah,
over
I
a year
fucking
old.
hate
yeah,
that.
that's right. Yeah.
But
Oh,
like,
she's 18 months old. She's a year.
yeah.
Yeah, it's if
Yeah.
you stop the months by 2 years. That's
Look, if I can't see individual followers on my Twitter account anymore, you don't get to count months, okay?
what?
After a certain point, when you grow big enough on Twitter, they stop showing individual follows, and it's just like, oh, okay, you got an extra 100 today. Congratulations, here you go. Like, yeah.
Then
Same thing
how
with
will
babies.
people know when I follow them?
They
Alright.
won't care.
They don't care when you get to that big. Just
Shit,
like how
ain't
I
that
don't
the
care.
fucking truth?
No, here's what happens, right? At the end of every month, you get a report from Twitter, and Twitter's like, hey, here's the most notable followers you got based on how many followers they have.
Is
If you
there
don't
like
show up there-
a verified? Like you can only look at verified tweets. If
Yes,
you are
there is.
verified?
There's a verified only section of Twitter.
Man, that
Only
must be a
knows-
fucking cesspool. Like, where's all the cat memes, right? Like,
I still remember the day that Tay Zonde, the chocolate rain guy, followed me. Dave made fun of me afterwards. Twice.
Did I? Yeah, that does
Yes.
sound like something I would do.
Yeah. Some
Man, that
stay
must have been
dry
long, yeah.
and others feel the rain.
Oh, it's coming back to me now.
All right, James, what else do you have?
That's it. You can clip it now if you like.
I already did.
Okay.
He just wanted to do Chocolate Rain one more time and make the people on YouTube hear it.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh, there you go. There goes your money for this episode.
That's less than 5 seconds.
All right. So previously on Rogue Trader Strings of Fate, Sister Dawn speaks with the succubus and Niaura, communicating her intent to fight Talon Balwig in the arena. And Niaura offers to sponsor Dawn to this event, provided she can defeat the succubus's own champion in combat first. Dawn does this convincingly, but spurns the succubus's offer of support. The group meets with Dracarys, a homunculus, and her parents' aide-de-camp to Zagar Kul. Dracarys invites the crew to stay in the ziggurat, where they'll be able to meet Kul's champion, Balwig. While waiting for Talon Balwig to be brought to the group, Androchiron leaves on his own and attempts to find his way through the ziggurat. He is quickly captured by Drakari forces and led to an unknown fate. The rest of the group, realizing Androchiron is missing, go looking for him, but become lost in the maze-like ziggurat. They instead find the Soul Reaver, an alien starship worked into the building itself. Exploring the Soul Reaver, the group discovers the corpse of Zagar Kul, realizing too late that Dracarys is the real power in the Nexus, and they are quickly overcome by the homunculus's forces. Thought for the day: for a warrior, the only crime is cowardice. So, we're going to start off now with Androchiron. As Androchiron is being led through the ziggurat by these Trueborn warriors and the Koronus parasite, aware of the fact he's being led closer and closer to the source of the psychic oppressive draining field. As they lead you into a chamber, the drain from this whatever this thing is becomes so oppressive that any sort of, because were you using warp sight at the time or not?
Yes.
Yeah, so effectively, it steals your warp power from you. You simply your warp sight fails, or it's more like rather than seeing black, it's more like the soul energy of this thing overwhelms everything else. Like it's like trying to actually perceive things while staring into the sun. It's more like a psychic whiteout than a blackout. But your captors seem unknowing to your stress, and they just keep leading you forward. You happy to continue going on?
Well, I have to tell you, first off, a normal, well-adjusted, sane person might turn on their cyber eyes.
Yeah.
But you see, I don't want to disappoint Grandmaster Kai Varden, which is why I'm going to leave my cyber eyes sealed, so I might earn the favor of the Grey Knights by achieving a greater challenge. You're saying that I have some inclination, however, that I'm being led towards the Soul Reaver rather than, I don't know, the exit?
Yes.
All right. Do I still have my connection to my Gyrinx, who, as I mentioned 2 episodes ago, attended the party with me, but I stealthily did not mention it all last episode?
No, so the Gyrinx is not with you. The Gyrinx is probably with the others still, but you don't sense that connection. Like, it's not like it's lost. It's just it's obscured by this power right now.
What about my Witchblade?
Yep.
Can I still talk to it?
Well, it doesn't have any sort of consciousness that talks. It's an inert object just charged with psychic power. So you can talk to it as much as you like. It just doesn't answer back.
I have to assume, James, that I have a Psychona Mercy Knife.
Yes.
And I also have to assume that as a Psyker of the Adepta Telepathica, is that what it's called?
Adeptus Astrotelepathica.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that I've been given some sort of survival evasion training just in case I end up in this exact situation to not, go towards the dangerous doom.
No. So first
No,
off,
the training is just stab yourself to death.
No. The purpose of the knife is not to avoid being captured. The purpose of the knife is if you feel you're about to be corrupted by the warp.
Right, you kill yourself.
You kill yourself, that's right. Now, as a member of the Astrotelepathica, you are trained to be in a choir on a ship. It's not like the army where you get, like, even communications will get basic levels of combat training. Like, the majority of your co-workers couldn't fight the way out of a paper bag. You probably got a bit more exposure to things because you're a bit more worldly, but it's not inherent to your order that you are trained in evasion and escape.
Well, on the one hand, I do technically have common lore every branch of the military.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, with your infused knowledge.
Is tactics a skill? If it is, it's not one that I have.
Yeah, it is. It's scholastic. Sorry, Tactica Imperialis is a scholastic law.
Is that common or is that the advanced?
It's scholastic.
Okay, then I don't have it.
Yeah, so common law war is more like knowledge about weapons and tact. No, it doesn't cover tactics. It covers would cover things like what tactics another side might use, not how to do a situation tactically.
All right, James. I'm going to stop. One hand on the IV, other hand on my knee as I bend over, like, and in.
Wait. This is not canonical. We have your IV stick where we are.
No, you find the IV stick later.
This is flashback. It's a flashback.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, you have to deposit it in a space where we find it, or else you break the timeline. So, go ahead.
Fission mailed. Ocelot is dead. Fucking love that game. Holy shit. Oh, Kojima lost his fucking mind, and number 4, it just kept getting worse. What's that game about walking around delivering packages? Death Stranding?
Death Stranding with the baby on your chest.
I was going to say Lake, but
They're making a sequel to that.
Well, I've never played one, and I know so little about it except that you get a giant pile of packages on your back.
Kojima trolled everyone by making them walk across America the long way and then making them walk back. Right? That's a thing that happens in that game.
That's a lot of America. America's pretty long.
Yeah, you walk across it.
In Dark Eldari, he says, "Oh, friends, hold on a second. I think I am having medical emergency. Can you please help frail old monkey? Oh, young man, come over here, please."
Give me a awareness roll, please.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Jim?
Is this to work out how insensitive he's being right now?
I would normally attempt to re-roll this.
You can try. You're not in the Soul River right now, so you can attempt.
Is there a chance that this will fail if I attempt it?
There is a chance it will fail.
Then I'm not going to bother, Japes.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
I need to be able to burn these later.
Okay. So what you do here with your failed roll is one of the Dark Eldar sort of step towards you, and then a moment later you hear. I think you've probably heard the sound of shuriken weaponry before, but you suddenly hear like a cavalcade of shuriken weaponry, and what you think is actually a plasma pistol or a plasma gun going off, and like there's shouting in Drakari, about an ambush or something. You hear splinter rifle fire being returned, but the battle itself is over pretty quickly. Thankfully you're low enough now that you've knelt down that all the shots sort of go over your head. And you hear like fast footsteps running towards you.
I am going to reach for. I'm going to lie down on the floor, be like, "Oh!" Then reach for a dead Drakari and cover myself with their blood. There's no way that they'll assume that that's not human blood.
All right. You hear. I'm pretty sure you've heard this voice before, but probably not for a lot. But you hear Inquisitor Cassius Shrane's voice.
Jesus, what a guy! It's been a while. Now, Androchiron hasn't heard Cassius Shrane before, I think. Oh no, we traveled together for a while. Yeah.
He's been aboard the ship for ages. Just no one's been talking to him.
That's because he's a massive coward, and anytime he does anything, he goes, "Well, okay, maybe I should step aside."
But only if you want to.
I love that.
Androchiron, it's all right. It's Inquisitor Shrine. You're safe.
Oh. Say something only Cassius Shrane would know.
Grandpa Chiron, I'm here to protect you.
Chiron isn't that old. He's only like in his mid-20s or 30s.
Your Lord Captain works for Anton Zerb. Like I'm not sure what he knows.
Does Androchiron know that?
I mean, Androchiron reads his mail, so probably. Androchiron is going to use his IV, which he's now crushed, right? Because he fell down with it, and he just leaves it there on the floor. But he uses the remains of it to stand up, and then he leaves it there, and he goes, I mean, I don't think he works for... I think Anton Zerb works for the captain. But, okay, all right. I believe you. I can't see, by the way. I also can't...
That's part of the plan.
Okay.
I haven't got a lot of time to explain, but I need you to climb into this box. And he sort of like pulls your hand like to the side where you feel like a large crate.
I just need you to answer one question for me.
Yes.
Are you a heretic and or infested with a daemon?
No.
Do I believe him?
Give me a scrutiny roll.
Great, because if there's one thing we know, it's that this whole party is dog shit at scrutiny. And I believe him, and I climb into the box.
Okay, no worries.
As I'm climbing in, I go, have you seen my gyrinx anywhere?
And you hear 3 locks sealed shut once you're inside.
Don't be alarmed. These nails are simply for your security.
This is literally a plot line in What We Do in the Shadows. Do I at least have Doritos and Mountain Dew in here, or what are we doing?
Okay, so what I will say, so you can, if you feel around inside, there is like probably water, like some bottled water or something, and you also notice that as soon as you hear the 3rd lock seal, that you no longer feel the oppressive weight of the Soul Reaver. In fact, like your warp sight comes straight back now, and you can see you're in a box, approximately 5
Congratulations, you can't see anything.
It's like it's like a shipping crate. It's like a small shipping crate, big enough for a person to sort of like lie in, not quite full length. You got to curl your legs in a bit, whatever it is about this box, it is sealed psychically. Like you can't perceive outside.
Of course,
the box.
It's lined with lead.
Yeah.
You laugh, but that was actually how it worked in 3.5 in Pathfinder. Was that if you had a sheet of lead, divination spells couldn't pass through it.
Yeah, just like Superman.
Just like radiation.
And molten lava.
Just like some radiation.
Molten lava can go through lead.
Sorry,
with
plain
enough
fuel.
molten lava or a trillion lions, you can go through anything.
Can a trillion lions go through another trillion lions, though?
I mean, by my theory of 1 trillion lions, the answer to that is yes. They'll both be going through each other.
At an equal rate.
All right, James, you got me. I'm inside of a box now. Let's go back to the main story.
Yes, okay. So, we now see...
I like the idea that when everyone walks past this box. It's just
Chekhov's box. I don't show up again until the finale.
Unfortunately, they couldn't fit the IV pile inside the box there. It's too tall.
Or air holes.
But if there were air holes, I wouldn't be able to see. I'd only be able to breathe.
Yeah,
at least you can drink something in there.
There's probably some sort of something inside to provide long. Well, they're not planning to keep it here for long term. But
they have enough container of copium in there. Don't worry, I know all about it.
Okay.
No, it's morbium actually.
So now we see we have like a establishing shot looking down on an unconscious Adrian. It's obviously has been stripped of his armor and weapons and is in like some sort of Tricari cell. But as we watch Adrian's face, we sort of see that telltale eye shudder of REM as he's dreaming, and we flash back to the conversation that Adrian was having with Inquisitor Grimald inside her chambers while he was with the blind Tesseract. So she's just sat down beside him. I'm not sure. Look, I've had this conversation with you close to 1,000 times, and it never gets any easier. I need your help, Adrian. There's the blind Tesseract is becoming difficult to control. Ever since Evangeline Cowles entered it and exposed its secrets to the warp, the Weaver of Fate has been attempting to gain control of the Tesseract for its own purposes. You have to remember that the Tesseract itself controls time, and for such an entity to have control over the Tesseract itself would be devastating for the Imperium. Thankfully, we've maintained control of it, but every time it gets to the point where the final battle takes place, we always end up losing. And the last thing we do is reset things and try different ways. You're right there, Arthur.
Sorry, I'm just activating my Infinity Stone of Time so that I can look through all the possibilities.
Oh, but that's actually on your back, and you can't reach it right now.
There's going to be a moment where Adrian turns to Androchiron and goes.
The problem is that each time we use the Tesseract to reset, it becomes more and more damaged. The Tyrant Star, Comus, the damage it's doing to the sector is one of the repercussions of the repeated use of the Tesseract. We need to find the solution soon. And I need your help, as you've helped me hundreds of times before.
Okay. What is this I need to do?
This time around, we've been looking into the ideas of your friend Nero. He spoke about
he must be truly desperate.
He was researching ways to try and separate your crew from fate. He felt he's always felt controlled by fate, and he resents the implication that he has no control over his own destiny. And you'll be coming across an entity soon that is so powerful in the warp that it obscures all around it. I believe that this is our chance to take a step without fate's view, and therefore create a circumstance where the servants of Siege are unable to predict our next move and unable to counter our attempts. Unfortunately, every time until now, Androchiron has died in the battle that takes place coming up. The rest of you are captured, but Androchiron unfortunately always dies. But we have a plan to not only to save him, but to make it appear that you're still on the path where he is no longer alive. We can sneak it, like while Fate's view is cast aside by the effects of this device, we can spirit him away, and he can then help us reach our goals without Fate perceiving him as being a part of the weave. Do you understand all of this?
I believe so. So I need to save Androchiron.
Initially, yes. But there is one very important thing I need you to understand. Is that if this works, when you finally reach the Tesseract at the end of your journey, Androchiron cannot enter the Tesseract under any circumstances. I need to trust that you will do what needs to be done to prevent that.
I will do whatever the Emperor requires.
And when the time comes that this doesn't work, as with all the other times, it will be you that has to perform the reset. So let me talk to you about how that's done. And then we come back to Adrian.
So you need to get a paper clip, right? Control, and then you have to find
Shift 11. Delete sys32.
Yeah, so you open the task manager.
Yes. Just hold the blind Tesseract's power button for 5 seconds until it beeps 3 times.
Flash the BIOS. It's the only way.
All right. Yeah, so you're all coming around. You're all in a large room with dozens of other people, both human, alien, like some Eldar, some other races you're not even familiar with. You're clearly in some sort of like mass prison area. Everyone currently has like manacles on, except for Dawn. It's not currently manacled.
All right, James.
And you, yep.
I've interrupted you several times. I need to do it at least once more.
Go ahead.
There's only one character I see myself playing if I'm going to be staying in a box for the next
Ryan
12
Reynolds.
sessions.
No, it's not. You won't be in a box. You won't be in a box the whole time.
Can I be, for the rest of this episode, the Gyrinx? And am I in awesome shackles?
Unfortunately, the Gyrinx will be back with Androchiron shortly. You'll find out how soon.
You know that scene in Shrek when you see the mama bear again for the second time?
Oh, no.
I don't remember the movie Shrek. It's just literally about
I do.
Basically, you become Markiplier's like pelt on the floor. You know?
Markiplier. He's in. Wait, that's impossible.
Farquaad, come on now, keep up
That's
with the
Mark-
movie.
Farquaad.
What?
He looks exactly like
There's a joke
Markiplier.
they look alike.
So confused right now. Isn't it a movie about a donkey banging a dragon? That's the movie.
Yes.
I mean,
And the
that's part of
princess is
it.
actually an ogre the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like those are the two.
Do you really understand youth of today?
If I don't understand the first Shrek movie that came out before
Yes.
they were alive,
Exactly. That is peak Zoomer humor.
I understand morbing, which is enough Zoomer humor for me for the rest of my life.
Sorry, please continue, James.
Yeah, James, don't let me interrupt you.
Yeah. So at the moment, you're locked in this large chamber with dozens of other people. Everyone except Dawn is manacled. You're awake now.
Is there a reason why I'm not manacled in particular? Or?
Probably.
It's because when the manacles touch your flesh, they burn away in silvery flame. Angels appear and trumpet your return.
All right, using my handless arm, I'm going to slip out of the man. No.
No, it's just one arm manacled to your foot, you know?
So your wounds have actually been like treated to the point of like not with extreme care, just enough to make sure that you're not gonna die or deteriorate. So you're still not in the best way. I'd say so. Who was on negative hit points? Was this
All of us?
I think
not me.
early.
No, Spoon
I'm
gave
on
up
neg-
early.
Yep.
I'm on
I got
negative
fucked
2.
up.
So.
Okay, so you can put if your health is low, you can put your health back to your toughness bonus. So
Toughness
Cool.
bonus.
I'm still missing a hand, correct?
you are still missing a hand, yeah. So you're on 4 wounds, Pondo, and Dawn will be on
5, I think.
5 wounds.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Pierre's going to attempt to scratch his face with his left hand because it's something he usually does. And when he doesn't feel anything scratching, he's like, "What?"
Oh, well, not so nice of you to join us, Dave.
Oh, hey. What's up, guys?
I also, for some reason, wasn't in there, so I can't say much.
Yeah.
No. It was Ponder that wasn't there the whole time.
Oh, was it? No, I see.
No.
Dave has
I'll
been
take
there
the
since
joke.
before you were, Spoon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'll take the joke, though. You know, it's on script. Yeah.
No, it's me this time.
We can continue from there. So.
Sorry, go ahead, Pondo.
Yeah.
I think
What happened to my hand?
apologies, Lord Commodore. It was either that or watch you bleed to death.
I see. Well, I suppose just thank you for now. And what's going on? I blacked out there.
It would appear that we have been captured.
Indeed. But there is still much to be done.
I see.
You do notice, by the way, that a couple of the people in here also have some sort of strange arcane-looking collars on.
Are they explosive arcane colors?
You can't tell. You can make. I'll tell you what you can do a Forbidden Law Xenotech roll at -10.
Xenotech?
Yep.
I don't have Xenotech.
Sorry, Xenos.
I have Xenos. Nice.
Yep. Forbidden Law Xenos -10.
-10. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Look at that! Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
1.3.
Yep. They appear to be some sort of psychic suppressing collars.
Oh,
I
I
have
don't
one
need
on.
that.
No, you don't have one. No. But like 2 or 3 people
Right.
among the various gathered people here have them.
Do I know anything about how to remove them?
1.3 degrees. It looks like removing them would be detrimental to the person wearing them.
Okay.
They must get beheaded when they get taken off.
Is it the Wild Wild West thing?
Well, for example, it's not just. Oh God, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, that's a callback right there.
The magnets.
Yeah.
No, it's not. They're not just like a loose collar. They actually have like probes that are like going into the back of the neck, for example. So they are surgically held on as well.
I see. Okay, so can you give me a brief description of like the cell that we're in? Are we separated by bars? Like what's
No,
happening here?
so effectively, it's a large stone wrought chamber with a metal floor. It's covered in like the floor here is filthy and rusted, and you can see like where there's dried blood and other things. The only way out of this room appears to be a large bulkhead style door, so a large sealed metal door. There are sort of hanging fluorescent lights from above that are providing the lighting in here. You can see like there's nobody's chained to them, but there are like hooks in the wall that you could attach chains to, for example.
Okay.
There's no beds, or it's essentially just a big open empty room.
And I'm literally the only person in here that doesn't have manacles on. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna maybe approach someone that's in this room other than the 4 of us or 3 of us, I guess.
Yeah. You approach
And
a human man.
Yeah, I was like, you there. Why were we
Yes.
brought in, and why am I not in manacles? You must have seen what happened.
We're all slaves here. I was brought here and sold to the succubus and Yara. I think we're in the gladiatorial pits.
Okay. And do you have any understanding as to why I do not have manacles on?
You weren't wearing them when they brought you in.
And they didn't comically say the reason as they were bringing me in?
No, I look, those 2, they points towards Adrian and Pierre. They just sort of threw down. They seem to put you down with some more care.
I see.
I think perhaps the succubus has claimed you as a champion, perhaps, since you dispatched her last one.
That's a interesting theory.
I believe. I think it's obvious that they're planning on having you fight at some point.
Well, I hope she comes and collects me herself because I will bite her throat out.
I'm sure you mean that quite literally.
You hear like the mechanical sound of the door itself being unlocked.
Ah, speak of the she-witch herself.
The mechanism slides back, and a number of Drukhari walk in, probably about a dozen total. So they.
I stand up and I like stretch, and then I put myself into a fighting position.
So they appear to mainly be like witches, like the one you fought at the party. So in lithe, scantily clad with horrific sort of barbed weapons. There's also a couple in like a more heavy armor for Dark Elder, that is, with rifles. And there's actually one there that has large bat-like wings attached to his back, and he wears no feet. He wears no shoes because his feet have these sort of like a monstrously long with clawed ends, and he's carrying some sort of rifle. So that thank you there, thank you, Arthur. Saying more.
Hey, listen, I didn't interrupt you to say that. I just want to point that out. I restrained
Who's
myself.
got a bingo card of Arthur sabotaging his own stream? You can mark it off now.
I feel like I did that in the first 2 minutes. Jesus.
All right. So are you sort of like trying to like run at them to fight, or are you just like ready to fight?
No, I'm ready to fight if they come at me.
Okay, no worries.
I'm like a snake right now.
All right. So the one of the witches steps forward and first speaks at length in the Eldari language. Which, do any of you speak Eldari? You speak it, do you, Pondo?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so, well, when she's finished in Eldari, she's going to go ahead and load Gothic. So you get to hear it first, but they're all going to hear it next.
Oh, okay.
All right. But yeah, her low Gothic is terrible. So it makes more sense in Eldari. You are all property of Cult of Withered Blade. You are in Bloodspine pits. You will serve either as fighter or as food. We do trial to determine whether you're worthy. And then she points at Dawn and says, "You are already worthy. You may move among the pits as you wish. Rest of you will get medical aid, and then trials begin."
I point to the two behind me,
Yeah.
and I say, "These two come with me. No discussion."
Suppose I can't get somebody to lend me a hand.
She sort of turns back to one of the other Eldar with her, and then like indicates to them, and indicates to you. He take you and them to get seen by doctor.
I think Pierre will ask in Eldari, which is probably somewhat terrible himself.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Who is doctor you speak of?
Monkey Tech Doctor.
Very well.
So the Drukhari that was sort of assigned to you indicates for the three of you to follow him.
Okay.
Is this the big clawed dude?
No.
No? Okay. While we're walking, I want to see if I can like do some perception on like potential escape routes. I know that's kind of like a long stretch considering this is a gladiatorial arena and it's probably like tight as a fish's bumhole, but like, I'm gonna try if that's all right.
Okay. So once you leave this chamber, so this is a large underground area that it's quite big. Like you're talking about, so the size of several football fields. So there are individual cell areas. There are preparation areas to go to the arena. There are probably multiple hundreds of slaves down here. Some of them are able to move about freely, like yourself at the moment. They've gotten to the point where they are trusted enough to, they're not in cells all the time. Basically, there are places they can go to sleep, but they can go around and interact with each other or do various tasks. There are Eldar guards everywhere. You can sort of see where there are like clear doorways that would be the ways out to go to either up to the arena or like to other paths, but they're all quite well guarded. A lot of which will actually have also like static defense systems as well on top of the guards nearby. But it looks like, just that it's a sort of place that once people find equilibrium, they've got relative freedom of movement. I mean, think of like the best thing I can point to is in Thor Ragnarok, like not when they're in the freaky circle, but when they're in the outside area, like picking their weapons, talking about the hammer pulling Thor off. That
guys, you gotta clean it.
That's it. They provide. Assuming you don't just attack him, he will lead you to a nearby cell, which is filled with mechanical bric-a-brac, and there is a tech priest with a rusted mechadendrite currently working away on some tech on his table in front of him.
Okay.
Right.
All right. What type of medical gear do they have here? Is this something that I can potentially use myself as well?
So it's a mixture of human medical equipment and Xenos medical equipment. Like none of it's good quality, but you can certainly treat injuries with it to an extent. We're a little bit worried about septicemia, but otherwise it seems okay.
I mean, I assume if I successfully roll Medicaid, I can do it in a way that's not going to cause more problems, right?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So when you do like stand there, the tech priest looks up and he says, Prettius, it seems we have guests. Please come in. Are you hurt? Oh, he looks at your hand, Pondo. That looks quite nasty. Would you like me to take a look at that?
Pierre's trying his best not to come back with some super sarcastic remark. Really, I can't really feel a thing.
I find,
but I suppose you can look at what's missing.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Your question is one now.
All right. Please sit down. He let me take some measurements. He looks at your hand and pulls out like various a tape measure, one of those like those flexible sewing tape measures as well. To take various the circumference of your hand, etc. You can talk with us while we prepare you a prosthetic.
You're a slave?
Yes, unfortunately, as are we all. I am Magos Domos Agnolane of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I don't suppose you have
Hang on, checking notes.
Yeah. You might need to look back to episode 6 of season 2.
He's the guy that we're looking for, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And this is my associate Prettius. He indicates towards open air. So my mentor Prettius.
Perhaps I can be of assistance during all of this. I'm I forget what
you're medically
call.
Trained.
Medicaid.
Sister Hospitaler.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a sister hospitaler.
Oh, excellent. Well, I would welcome your assistance. Unfortunately, the tools they give us here are quite crude. Some of which I've had to fashion from Xenos technology, but fear not, I will ensure only good, Imperial technology, albeit rusted Imperial technology, is used in your prosthetic.
So do I need a tetanus shot?
Am I able to reach the God Emperor here now? Or
No, because he's still inside the Nexus.
okay, all right. I thought it was just like that little thing, but yeah, okay. All right.
You don't feel the oppression of it, but you still like. Because remember, the first time you tried to manifest your wings didn't work, and it's the same. If you try to manifest your wings, it won't work.
Right. Okay.
I think Adrian just kind of goes around the room looking for. So the manacles we're in, how are they affixed or how are they locked to us?
Okay. Well, first off, he'll take them off you as well. Okay. So, but they were just like a probably a screw-in bolt that you can't access if your hands are bound together. Basically, like that comes from the underside when you have like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, like any two people working together could do it quite easily as well. But yeah, he just takes them off for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. I was going to search for something to unmanacle us. But
yes. But where have you come in from?
Many places. We are a rogue trader crew.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you think, Proteus? Are they? Perhaps yes. So that does shift the equation substantially. Excuse me. He sort of calls to your Dark Eldar keeper, and basically says, like, you know, in Eldari, for that you'll understand, Pondo. Like, I need some obscure tool. Can you go and get that for me? And he sort of sighs and wanders off, leaving you alone with the tech priest.
Can you get me a sonic screwdriver?
Yes, I need a left-handed scalpel.
Yeah.
His morb levels are high. I need to remove them.
Could I interest you in an escape plan, perhaps?
That'd be lovely.
Yes, what did you have in mind?
He pulls out a bottle of champagne. It just says escape plan on the label.
By the way, is Domus his first name or is that a title?
Domus is his first name.
Okay.
Yeah, Agnolain is his surname. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mados is his title.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been here for many years, and we've been here for many years. It's been quite the struggle. I have wanted to escape, but have not really perceived anybody here that I believe would give a more than negligible chance of success. But a rogue trader and his close allies, one of which is medically trained, well, our chances of escape are now statistically measurable.
What the 100th of a degree of success?
Well, still very low right now, but I believe that we could bring them up substantially with the right application of. I mean, you're a rogue trader. You're convincing, aren't you? You lead men. You lead a crew. These slaves here, with the right leadership. I mean, they outnumber the guards hundreds to one. I'm sure that any sort of uprising would be bloody, but would still be successful, likely be successful.
Tell me,
if anything, we only need the uprising to allow us to escape.
Magos, do you have any contacts within the underground?
Oh, I mean, I take care of most of the medical needs of the gladiators here, and I think I'm well liked. I don't know. I'm not a very good reader of people's emotions. Proteus tells me that the others here appreciate my assistance. I'd feel it would be better if I had better tools, but I have to work with what I've got. I mean, the other option is that the homunculi perform medical aid, and nobody wants that. Unless you want to suddenly come out with inhuman skin or...
No, that sounds... No, I prefer this. I'd rather take a rusty hand than...
Anyway, try moving your fingers now.
He will try to do so.
Okay, yeah, you have a poor quality cybernetic hand.
Nothing better, huh?
That's all we can produce.
Oh,
Listen,
man,
the guy is literally running out of his garage. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
Tony Stark built this in a boxer cave.
With a box of scraps.
In a cave!
Oh, I gotta look up what the negatives to that is.
I think your hand counts as two strength lower than your actual body, from memory.
That sounds about right.
Not that you're swinging shit around, but you know.
And it might be a -10 to any sort of actions that require manual dexterity with that hand.
Half agility with fine dexterity, -10% to skill and ballistic.
Okay, so
You know, you can get those arm bracers like Nero has, where you just fire guns with your forearms. That way, you don't take the negative for the hands.
I mean, look, you can get this replaced with a better prosthetic at some point. So,
Right.
Or, hear me out, you keep it.
Yeah. Especially if Don orders you to keep it so that you can suffer.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Pierre has the same dogma that
I believe in the God Emperor, but I'm not going to believe in a God Emperor keeping me with a rusty hand. Okay.
The God Emperor wants me to drink out of what? A non-gilded cup? Come on now.
This is blasphemous. This is absurd. Okay.
Lord Commodore, I believe we should attempt to make contact with the Eldari underground.
Absolutely.
yes. Well, so there's a few factions here that you may want to reach out to. So I should ask, are you good Imperial citizens, or are you cold traitors or heretics fleeing the Emperor's justice?
Please do not bring that up. That is just... No.
We're good.
Do not degrade us, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Mega.
We're law-abiding citizens of the Imperium.
We're
in the Imperium.
Okay.
Outside, I'm a little sketchy. Okay.
Very
We
well.
blew
Well,
up an Imperial colony.
The one person that you should definitely reach out to is Ludvos Tarn. He is another captive here, but he is a member of the Emperor's Astartes, so he is a loyal follower of the God Emperor, and I'm sure would be an aid to you if we could get him to help us escape.
Did you say Astartes or Arbites?
Astartes, like Space Marine.
Oh,
Of what chapter?
Ultramarines.
I think he said
Don't say
Imperial
Dark
Fist.
Not
Angels.
Space Wolves.
don't say Dark Angels.
Very well. I've never seen him in his armor. I don't know for sure though, but I think he said Imperial Fists.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's workable.
If you need a new cyber arm, you can just ask him to make one for you.
I think you're thinking Iron Hands.
Oh, am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is how is the reaction to people keeping a religious sermon here for the God Emperor?
I think that well, you have to remember that a lot of people that have been brought as slaves in the Koronus sector are here for very, like I said, there are many heretics here fleeing the Imperium. There are people that have engaged with Xenos and come to the wrong end of a bargain. I mean, there are other human factions here, but I'm not necessarily saying they are people that you want to work with.
In your opinion, are these men and women who wish to correct their mistakes of the past?
I'm a terrible judge of character. Prettius he's a bit better, but I would. We're men of tech. You have to understand. We're not men of the human mind.
So what I'm getting, Don, is that we need to start setting up these sermons, so we can figure out whose faction is what. Because if we can tell people what they want to hear, we're easier to convince them.
It'd be far easier to remove the heresy from these men and women and have them fight for us. That shouldn't be a problem to achieve.
Right. In the meantime, I can coerce other people to do things that, well, not coerce, but to convince them to fight for freedom, et cetera, et cetera.
I have full faith in both of your abilities to accomplish those goals.
I actually turn to the tech priest and I say, how difficult would it be to produce a brand of some sort that I could use?
Oh, easy. So describe what you would like, and I'll fabricate it.
You have a t-shirt machine.
No.
I have a t-shirt cannon, but it's missing pieces.
So
Damn.
as close as you can get to a flame emblem would be very sufficient.
All right. So at this point, the Eldar that was sent off to get the tool comes back and drops on the table in front of him, and he points to Adrian and Pierre and does a sort of like, come with me type indication.
Oh, by the way, how much?
Fair to die?
Not yet, Lord Commodore.
Don't worry, I'll be with you the entire time. Is there any way that we can get some healing while we're here, James, just quickly?
Yeah, sure. So you can do a Medicaid test at minus 10 for the conditions.
All right. So I'll start with Pondo, then Spirion, then myself.
I'm totally healed.
Okay.
So you
Yeah, he
can-
gave up early, so they left him alone.
Yeah, because I have foreknowledge.
Yeah, and
yes.
you can use fate points if you want to for this to do your divine ministration.
Oh,
Yeah.
really now? All right, then. So literally in front of everyone, no fucks given.
Yep.
I will do it, and I will brighten this room up
Yep.
with a great power. So here we go. 5. So you will get 10 points of HP back.
Oh, no.
And whatever gaping wound you had over your hand, it sort of nicely heals over. So it's not painful anymore.
Oh, mine was cauterized by a power blade.
Yeah, but now it's nice.
Yes, but
Now
now
it's
it is not cauterized by a power blade. It's,
Also,
a nice-
you'll lose all of your fatigue that you had. So
You've all recovered from fatigue because you've all slept. Well,
Yeah, I took a nap.
For a period. Yeah.
but now it's magical fatigue removed. So
okay.
and now I'll do myself, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you can't ministrate yourself, but you can certainly medicate yourself for your regular.
I will just
I'll,
medicate myself.
I'll spin a fate to see if I can get the last 2 points
Okay.
cured.
Yeah, that sounds
good.
about right.
You want to reroll that one?
It's D5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gain 1.
Yeah.
So I'm at 15 out of 16.
I'll re-roll that if you don't mind, James.
That's fine. Yep.
1.1.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Cool. So you'll get your int bonus back in points.
Yeah, so that puts me at 10 HP, which is far better than 5. So
All right.
halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer.
All right. As you're led away, the tech priest sort of says, "Good luck with your trials. I hope to see you again."
Oh, I hope to see you again too.
And definitely when he sees the divine administration, like, oh, it's pretty. That definitely adds a few percent to our equation.
Da-da-da-da.
All right.
Percentage
So,
increased.
Yep. It's like a good place for a break, I think.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we'll learn what happens when Androchiron's box is opened.
I was gonna say, the last thing we see, I think, is the Gyrax in the corner just observing all of this. Just so that I could be there.
just
All right.
like licking a paw.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back soon. I'd say 8 minutes, but I know that's a lie, so,